Hi, welcome to lesson 29, session 4. Today's our refine session where we take everything we've learned this week about classifying two-dimensional figures and put it all together. We're going to be using Venn diagrams, tree diagrams, you name it, we're going to be looking at it. And we're going to be just looking at that data and trying to figure out how we can analyze, or excuse me, how we can classify those two-dimensional figures in a hierarchy based on their properties. And so with that, we're going to be on pages 603 through 606 in our Ready Math Classroom workbook. All right, on page, this is the refine session. To remind you, this is when I just go through and I read the problem to you and I talk a little bit about it, but I don't solve it for you and I don't work through the problem. As you're going, if you have any questions, you can always email your teacher. Otherwise, let's just go through this test. Or not test, let's just go through this refine session. All right, it says this, draw a Venn diagram or a tree diagram. So you get to pick to show the relationships among quadrilaterals, polygons, trapezoids, and hexagons. Then write a statement about the relationship between quadrilaterals and trapezoids. Show your work. You can choose which type of trapezoid you want to do, but it's gonna, based on where you put it in your Venn diagram, I guess it won't really matter based off of the words that you're using, so I'm not going to worry about that. So it doesn't matter which definition of trapezoid you use because it will not matter with just classifying these four shapes. Number 2, draw a Venn diagram or a tree diagram. Again, you get to choose your favorite to show the relationships among these polygons. So you're going to show me where a quadrilateral, a trapezoid, and a parallelogram would be using these descriptions. So look at this trapezoid, quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. It is exclusive. So make sure that you use the correct order of everything using an exclusive trapezoid. Number 3, look at the Venn diagram below. We have triangles, isosceles triangles, equilateral triangles, scalene triangles. Which statement is true? So which of these 4 statements is true? Now, Brad chose B as the correct answer. How did he get that answer? So sometimes Brad is correct and sometimes he isn't. So you need to figure out which of these is true and then tell me why Brad is or is not true based off of what you find. Number 4, draw a tree diagram. So here you do not get to pick. You need to draw a tree diagram, and you're showing the relationships among triangles, quadrilaterals, isosceles triangles, and polygons. So think about, remember, you're starting with your most general on the top and your most specific at the bottom, and thinking about all of the attributes and the properties that you know that each of these shapes has. But you're making a tree diagram. Number 5, using the diagram that you drew on number 4, you're going to write 2 different statements that describe relationship among the shapes. So after you draw it, you're going to tell me how 2 of these shapes are related based off of where they are in the tree diagram. Number 6, could you add the 2 shapes below to your diagram in problem 4? If so, where would you put them? So if you can add this shape to the diagram above, tell me where it would go. If you can add this shape, tell me where it would go. And if you can't add a shape, then tell me why you can't add a shape. Number 7, Saul drew a Venn diagram to show how rhombuses and squares are related. He used arrows to label each region with properties of shapes inside that region. So he said that the shapes that went in here had 4 equal sides with equal length. The shapes that were over here were perpendicular sides and 4 right angles. The shapes that went over here were 2 pair of parallel sides, and that these were rhombuses and these were squares. So first of all, is Saul's Venn diagram correct? If not, what mistake did he make? So if it's totally correct, then tell me that he's correct. If he made any mistake, tell me the mistake that he made. Now, for part B, describe the relationship between rhombuses and squares. Tell me how they are alike and how they are different. And then finally, for number 8, you're going to look at the math journal. A regular polygon has all sides of equal length. Sammy says that all squares, equilateral triangles, and pentagons can be classified as regular polygons. Is Sammy correct? So remember, a regular polygon has all sides of equal length. Can all squares, all equilateral triangles, and all pentagons be classified as regular polygons? Tell me if Sammy's correct. Tell me he's correct and why. If he's not, or actually just tell me whether or not Sammy's correct and then draw the picture that matches it. And that will tell me whether you think Sammy is correct or isn't correct. With that, if you have any questions, you can always email your teacher. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.